What's going on, everyone? We're live. Welcome back to the Pollar Podcast. Got me here, Lex, joined by
Camden.
We got Aiden too.
Hello, my name is Aiden. I do not have an intro idea today.
And our special guest today, Ben Pierias, Aiden's older brother.
Hey, everyone.
So that's that. Ben, do you want to give a little introduction to yourself? What's up with you?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name's Ben. I'm in college. I'm about halfway done. I'm gonna be a junior next year. Yeah.
Majoring. Do you have an official major?
Yeah. Actually, a couple days ago, I'm majoring in cognitive science.
Wow. Cool. What does that mean? Like, what's?
So it's basically kind of like how the mind works. It's a lot. I'm going at it with like a computer science perspective. So working a lot with artificial intelligence and that kind of stuff.
That's pretty sweet. So what have you learned? Like, what's the best thing that you've learned so far?
Actually, like I just took a neurobio course last semester and learned all about like how our senses work. That was really cool.
That's pretty dope. You meet some cool people over there at Berkeley?
I have met some cool people.
Nice. Where are they from? Just like all
Everywhere.
over the states?
Yeah, everywhere.
Do you have anybody from out of the country?
Yeah, a lot of them.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, yeah, when we showed up to high school for the first year, you were a senior, and now we're going into senior year. We're going to have Leo.
I don't like it.
I'm
It's
not ready
weird.
for that yet.
It's weird. I don't feel like a senior. I don't feel like a senior yet, but I also am like, I was done with junior year.
Yeah, for sure.
It should have been like junior year part 2.
I was ready for junior year to be over like 6 months ago.
Me too. No, yeah, it was so long, but so quick.
I know.
annoying.
Yeah, like when we first showed up to high school, everybody says it'll go by fast, and you don't really believe it
No.
because you're like, oh, 4 years is a long time.
Yeah,
But
It's pretty true.
looking back on it
especially
now,
with how our high school went, just like half of junior year, just gone.
Plus half a sophomore year.
Plus half of sophomore
Yeah.
year, just both gone.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like college goes by faster.
you
Yeah.
think?
Like in comparison to high school, like I feel like college is flying by.
It's just overall eventually it's going to be, once you hit 50, it's just, you're going to be
blink and
100 the next day.
Yeah.
What was COVID like at Berkeley?
It was so I was it was kind of like everywhere else. I feel like actually we like took a lot more precautions and like shut down things a lot faster. I mean, it's in California too, so they're a little bit more cautious with these things. But I remember like specifically, like I had a math course and my TA for that course, teacher's assistant, which usually is like a graduate student. She was like from China, and so she sent an email when they said no more like in-person instruction. We're gonna go like a week of online stuff for right now till we see like how things are gonna go. And she sent an email saying everyone should get the N95 respirators or the masks.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember reading that, and this was like before any of the mask stuff happened, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't need a mask. What are you talking about?
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and like when it all first happened, everybody was just saying wash your hands and don't touch your face, and then all of a sudden everyone's wearing a mask. But like before, like people knew COVID was happening, but you would like people if somebody showed up with a mask to the store, you were like,
No,
wow,
yeah, I
those
remember.
guys, why are they wearing a hazmat suit to the grocery store?
Yeah, I remember Ben and I were with our dad. We had to go to the store, and he made us wear masks. And we were the only people in the whole store wearing masks, and I felt like a weirdo. And then it was probably like the next week masks were like mandatory.
And I mean,
Wow.
at this point, it's weird to not wear a mask.
No, yeah, you'd get looked
I
at.
remember like in the fall when like there were the really bad fires my freshman year, they handed out masks to everyone because of all the smoke particles and
Oh.
stuff. And I literally, my friends and I, we took pictures with them because we were like, oh my gosh, look, we have to wear masks.
Interesting.
That's funny. So
Yeah.
So classes shut down. Did you guys get to like stay in your dorms?
Yeah, I stayed in my dorm for like a week, and then when they did like the lockdown, my parents came and picked me up, and I moved out.
Mhm.
But some people stayed the rest of the year, and they opened up dorms this year too. And I know one of my friends lived in it. He said it was okay. It was honestly they like shut down like the rec rooms and everything, so you really just lived there.
Mm.
You had to like get daily testing and stuff like that.
How's it right now? Or I guess since you left, was it still all shut down or?
No, things are opening up a lot actually. I'm actually kind of happy because like restaurants it's been like slow, like restaurants opened up and now like hair salons and stuff like that, and now they have like kind of the activity stuff, like there's a karaoke place that just opened up. That's pretty cool.
What do you do for fun at college at Berkeley?
Quite a bit, honestly. Like I went to San Francisco a lot this year, more than I did
How far
last
away
year.
is it?
It's like a 20-minute drive.
Oh, nice.
Traffic, yeah.
Go to SeaWorld?
I've not gone
What?
to SeaWorld.
You didn't go to SeaWorld? Oh, wait, that's in San Diego, right?
Yeah, that's not in
SeaWorld. I haven't been to SeaWorld in a long time. I went to SeaWorld when I was a child, and I remember it being like the sickest thing ever, and then going there when I was like 5 years later, and then realizing there's not actually a whole lot there.
Yeah, no, I've gone there like twice, and both times.
I remember
I
going.
haven't
Yeah.
been to Legoland in a long time.
Oh,
But Legoland, I feel like
That
that's
was
a fun
we
pretty
went to one in
place.
Florida, right?
Yeah.
That was dope. It was dope.
Is it associated with Disneyland? I don't remember.
No.
It's its own
It's
thing.
its own
It's just
thing.
Lego.
Okay.
I thought it was
It's-
associated with like some other park.
It's not
California
in
Adventure.
another park. I don't
No,
think. I
but
think it's on its own, but it might be like technically associated.
It's around, and I mean, yeah, they probably
Yeah.
work
Yeah, 'cause
together.
I remember like going to both when I would like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Disneyland plus
we went to
Legoland.
Universal's and Legoland.
You can probably
Yeah.
buy like a package.
Yeah.
That comes
Yeah.
with both places,
Mhm.
just so both companies can make more money. But yeah, Legoland was cool.
It was very cool.
I had one of those massive popsicles or lollipops, you know, like the big circle that you see in like cartoons.
Mhm.
And there was a ride where you were on a boat on the river, and
Mhm.
I dropped it into the river. And it was so sad, so sad.
I think the most memorable ride from that one was the like learning how to drive. There was like little go-karts.
Oh,
and there was
yeah.
like stop signs and stuff. There wasn't a
Yeah.
reverse though, because
I
I remember
forgot
hitting
about
someone
that.
and like the guy had to drag me back because I couldn't go I couldn't go backwards.
That's funny. I've been wanting to go to a go-kart place.
I want to go to like a theme park. I want to go somewhere with roller coasters. I haven't been on a roller coaster in multiple years.
I've never been to a Six Flags, but they
Oh,
look
they're
sick.
they're fun.
really fun. Yeah.
They are.
I think we should go to a Six Flags podcast on the roller coaster.
In there's one in San Francisco,
Yeah, right
right?
outside.
Yeah.
I'll stay in my
Yeah.
apartment.
Oh yeah, we could. We need to go to Berkeley this
That
summer.
would be sick.
Stay
That'd
in
be
his
super,
apartment.
super cool. We didn't even tell the people we spent an hour and a half trying
Oh.
to set up to do a podcast outside,
It looked so
and
great.
then right after it got set up, some people, the neighbors, show up on the roof and start leaf blowing the roof to get all the like pine needles off and stuff. And so then we had to spend another time trying to get it set up in here,
Mhm.
and now we have our homemade curtain with weights on it
It looks great.
for the lighting properly. But yeah,
Mhm.
but that's that.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential for a pretty unique episode, but then
Yeah,
it
no,
got messed up.
It looked great. It did look really good.
It was so calm. You could hear all the birds.
Except the only thing was that you just heard the whole time.
Yeah. And it was super hot out there, too. We would have melted if we stayed out there long enough.
Yeah.
But when I showed up, there were deer, like, under the deck. And I came in to get Aiden to look at them, and then they left because they wanted to make me look bad. The
Mhm.
deer. They made
Yeah,
me
I don't
wanna
think
look
they were
like an
deer.
idiot. There were deer,
There
I
were
swear.
definitely not.
So what's the deal with deer in California?
People go crazy for them.
For
Like they'll
deer?
be, that and turkeys sometimes are like on.
You see turkeys?
Yeah, there's
That's
like
pretty cool.
a gang of turkeys that roam around campus. Yeah, people will look. They'll see them. They're like, "Oh my gosh, it's a deer! Look at that!" And they'll like all take pictures. Like, okay, I've been playing at my house. I've been playing a video games downstairs, and a deer has walked out the glass and just chilled and watched.
That's funny.
As I go like 10-2.
There was there were 3 deer that would always just be in like this whole neighborhood. There were these 3 deer for like a whole year that they were always there, just walking around. So yeah, we're so used to it. You had your friends recently come visit.
Yep.
What did they think of Oregon?
They were amazed at how green it was, like the color green.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's pretty dry down in California where I'm at too. Which,
Mm-hmm. Did they think
It
they were in the
humbled me.
wilderness?
yeah, it humbled me though, because a lot of things I take advantage or I don't think about while I'm in Oregon. They pointed it out.
Yeah, I went to California. I don't know what break it was over, like a couple months ago, I think. And I went to Disneyland, like Anaheim. And like the first day I showed up there, it was all air polluted and all the sky, everything was gray. There was no color. And it was hot and you were all sweaty. And I'm like, yeah, I'm depressed now. This place is not good for anybody's happiness. It was rough. But then the next day it was actually fine.
Mm-hmm.
but it was a fun trip.
Mm-hmm.
What made you pick Berkeley?
Ooh,
What made you apply to Berkeley in the first place?
Well, I knew I wanted to go to school somewhere kind of far. I didn't really want to stay close to home just because I'm used to moving around a lot. I was ready to kind of go somewhere on my own. And, I was kind of looking at California. I don't know, I thought there'd be a lot of cool opportunity there. And heard about, I don't know, I did pretty well in high school, so I thought I might be able to get into some more selective colleges, and toured around the area down in California and checked out Berkeley, and I walked around it and I'm like, yeah, this is the place. I just kind of had that gut feeling.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we took a tour of Berkeley. Kind of did it as just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just we were in San Francisco area.
Yeah, I think even Mom was the one who pointed it out, and
we weren't gonna take a tour.
Yeah,
of it.
she was
we were
like,
gonna
Berkeley, I've heard of that school.
Taking a
Let's
tour of
check that out. Yeah.
of Stanford for fun, and then we also decided, hey, let's add Berkeley. And I remember personally, I was like, this is a cool camp. This is
Stanford
cool.
Kind of sucks personally.
I didn't like. I actually didn't. I think it was so hot that day. That's why I really disliked Stanford. It was like 90 plus, and I was dying.
It was pretty hot.
And I was like, oh, I didn't have a good experience. But then I remember the Berkeley. We went in the morning.
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
And it was very nice. And I had never heard of it. And then you applied and got in. Which is dope.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Thank you.
So as a person in high school, and you get told to go to college and then figure out a job from after that. And I've always kind of felt like there's a big gap from graduating from college to moving from the job. And I don't know, the path after high school is to go to college, and that's pretty straightforward and easy. To get a job out of college, that sounds pretty difficult. Would you say now that you're in college, it's pretty laid
I
out
would
to
honestly
get into
say
a job?
It starts right after high school graduation. At that point, it branches off because there's so many people who have gone into the workforce and then gone to college, or are in college and also working in a job, or go to college, intern in the summer, set up a job after. There's so many different routes you can take after you graduate, basically.
So it's pretty laid out and straightforward of how to find something else to do after you get out of college.
Kind of, I guess. I don't know. It depends too from college to college, and also what you end up majoring into. It's the Bay Area, so it's really computer science stuff in that area, Silicon Valley, and so if you are doing that, then a bunch of companies are looking for you, so that's pretty laid out. But if you're doing something else like a law degree, then a lot of people will graduate and then try to find an intern position and then work and then go to law school or something like that, get a little experience.
Do you know what you think your path is going to look like?
Not really.
Are you doing any sort of internships or anything now?
Yeah, I'm trying to look into it. I might start volunteering at the district attorney's office here in town soon.
Cool.
But
what's the coolest or best job you could get as someone that knows a lot about cognitive science and computer science? What's your dream job in that kind of field?
For me, it's kind of different. A lot of people want to work at, basically the goal is to work at the big tech companies, right? Like Google, Amazon, even Tesla, all those companies basically. But for me, I'm not really looking to work in industry too much. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I kind of want to work at a federal institution potentially, specifically in cybersecurity. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I for a brief amount of time, I wanted to be an FBI agent.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm kind of trying to go for.
I thought that'd be super cool.
But I'm keeping it kind of open-ended too.
Nice. So what is, outside of computer science, what does the cognitive science part allow you to do?
It's focusing on the mind and how it works. And it's cool for me personally because even in high school, I was interested in so many different subjects, right? And so I didn't really want to go and pick something that was super narrow, minded in college. I didn't want to just learn one thing. And so cognitive science really applied to me because it's interdisciplinary is what it's called. So you have to take classes in anthropology, philosophy, biology, computer science, all that stuff. And so I really get a holistic view of what I'm learning, which is really cool.
Is it easier or harder than high school? Or just
Harder.
different? Harder? A
Definitely
lot harder?
Yeah.
Is that like pretty general over all college or just what you're doing specifically?
I mean, I think the CS program at Berkeley is already like they make it difficult on purpose because they want to like it's kind of mean, but they want to like rule out the people who aren't meant to be computer science people because they only want to produce good computer scientists to build their reputation, right? But I think anywhere in general, college is harder. But it also really depends on how you apply yourself. Like for me, like I do all my readings and like we'll study every day. It's still pretty hard, but it's not as hard as someone who doesn't study and tries to ace their exam and try to pass a class the last day.
That's been my game plan since everything I've ever done.
It's worked in high school so far. Would you say that like high school really set you up for college?
Yeah,
it did. Do you think that was because of the route you took, like with the
IB
diploma,
definitely.
or do you think it sets people, even people that don't do that?
No, I think the IB diploma prepared me in a way that was a lot more superior than other paths in high school. Just because it's so much more workload. Because at college, it's really like you have so much to do in 1 week. Like you have reading, you have projects, you have essays, you have math problems. Like you have a bunch of different workloads of different types. And the IB diploma is like it kind of replicates that in a sense where not only do you have to do reading, you have to work on IA essays, you have to create a project for math, you have to do a lot of different stuff.
Camden, are you still thinking about doing computer science?
It's still an option.
I recommend taking at least some coding class, just learning a language. It's actually not as difficult as it might appear.
Mm-hmm. I've really wanted to like learn basic computer science and programming stuff, but and I like know that there's plenty of resources to teach myself online, but I've always kind of been like, if I learn this, what am I actually going to use it for? I don't really have many things I could apply it to. Whereas I felt if I learn it in a class and then I get assigned projects to make something.
That's actually what I've found too. Like I always try to start my own coding projects, but I never end up finishing them because I just get bored and want to like move on to something else. But like the projects I get for classes, I'm like, oh, this is so interesting, and I like stick through it.
Yeah,
so.
that it kind of has to be done, and it's like it has a direct result. Whereas if you're just building code stuff for yourself, I mean, like it's cool that you made it, but like, what does it gonna do afterwards? But yeah, computer science is definitely cool. I wish they had a course at the community college here. I've tried to like take a couple, but they don't have any at all, which is lame. But that's how it goes. You like computer science, Aiden?
It's interesting. I mean, yeah, there's not many resources as of right now to do it unless you were really determined to do it and you wanted to do it on your own and learn it on your own. But like in college, if I can, I'd like to like try and take a class. I think it'd be interesting if I'd learn a lot about it.
Yeah, my perspective is it's just so vital to today. I mean, everything is just getting more and more computerized, so it's important to know how they work and how you can use them.
What do you see for the future of the internet and the internet space? We always end up talking about crypto every podcast.
Well, I wasn't gonna say crypto, but
I like it too much.
I don't know. I think it's gonna raise a lot of concerns, but like with anything, there's good and bad.
Yes, it's definitely truth. Do you know much about crypto? Have you looked into it much?
I have not looked into it too much.
Oh,
I have invested in Dogecoin.
We gotta have a chat after this.
We got a coin for you.
We talk too much about crypto on this podcast, but after the podcast,
for three people in high school, we talk about crypto too much.
Yeah, I feel like very few other people think about crypto a lot.
Yeah,
and it's probably not that exciting to hear about.
No, yeah.
But every time I think about the crypto in the future, I get really excited.
It's interesting.
It is.
To me, for us at least.
I do think it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, look, it's already starting to... I mean, not crypto per se, but like online banking is already blowing up. Like everyone uses Venmo.
And like it's gonna be interesting to see how like privacy and regulations move, because like crypto will show up to be an unregulated currency, and then the government tries to regulate it, and then developers make even more like private secure things that doesn't need government intervention. It just kind of goes back and forth until it's like entirely separate.
And what's interesting with that too is like, since it's software, right, you can change it faster than legislation can keep up, because government's slow. It's built that way on purpose, but code is not. Code can be rewritten in an afternoon.
Yeah, and it's like open source, so everybody can make their own different versions of it, and then so super a lot faster. So like I know you want to get into artificial intelligence. Have you learned much about that, or is that
I created my own like game solving AI for a class. Yeah.
That's sick. What kind of like games does it do?
Oh my gosh, I actually don't. Oh yeah, so it's like finding like the fastest path basically from one point to another, and like you can assign like it's I can't remember what the name of the game was called. It was basically I created Google Maps basically, and so it like you started it like layer by layer. So first like you had like a diagram where it's like a circle to another circle and a line, and the line was like the amount of time it took to get to that circle. And then you would like build it where there would be multiple circles and multiple paths to try to get to. And then eventually you make an AI that figures out the fastest distance to that. And then you change the circles to the circles to places, and then the paths to streets.
Got it. I remember hearing about that sort of situation a long time ago, where that's like that's one of, I don't know what place does it, but like there's the $1 million math problems where like that aren't solved, and if you solve it, and that was one of them, is like an algorithm for random places, what's the path, but the only way to solve that right now is like brute force, just repeating over again with like an AI. Yeah, but that's pretty awesome though. I saw an AI do the fastest path for like old Mario. Like watch Mario just like move perfectly and get to the other side as fast as possible. That's pretty awesome though. AI is sick. So did you like do it all the way from scratch, or is there
they gave you like base code, so like it's basically like libraries, so like you don't have to start directly from scratch, but you can use different tools to associate different things. Like for example, like I didn't have to code up a circle, they just gave me like a code that said, and like I type in a function and it'll like say, it'll make the circle for me. But like the operations and everything like that it does, I created that.
Do you see computers and technology differently now?
Oh yeah, big time. The first class I took, it was called CS10, The Beauty and Joy of Computing, which was for people who've never coded before, and like just gave another like holistic view into computer science, where they taught you not only how to code, but how to look at computers, the good, the bad, all that stuff. And that really changed my perspective, I think.
Do you like to learn a lot on like your free time? So what you just kind of do for fun is just learn?
Oh yeah, and teach too.
Yeah,
I like teaching a lot.
And what do you learn about computer science, computers, or
kind of anything I can get my hands on. In high school, it was a lot on video production. I remember I was like really into making movies and editing stuff. A lot of it has been focused around technology, actually. Right now, I'm like reading a lot about like criminal like psychology stuff.
Nice, that's pretty cool. You should. We've got a good gathering of equipment for cameras and stuff, camera wise, and we've been trying to get into like skits and short films and stuff.
Nice.
And I maybe you'd be interested in checking that out eventually.
I would love to.
But if you're around, maybe you'll get a part. We'll write you in somewhere.
We have some good ideas though.
We just gotta get them.
We just have to do them. We have to have the right timing.
Yeah. By the way, this is like the last podcast for like 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm leaving, unless you guys want to keep it up, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But this may be it. Because we'll take a break for a little bit, and then we'll be back ready to go this summer, talk about whatever, and probably make a bunch of videos.
Oh yeah.
Because we'll just have stuff to do and a bunch of free time.
Yeah.
And we can film in a plane. That's happening this.
happening
this weekend.
Oh man, we have some good plane ideas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So this weekend, as long as the test goes well, I'll have the license, and then show back playing videos all the time. We have some good ideas.
Plain podcast.
Playing that is really loud and really low audio quality, but we could try it. We do need to do our road trip podcast.
We do need to do that.
That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think I found a guy in Newport that knows how to fix my car.
Oh.
He works at Honda dealership, and for
Mhm.
some
Oh,
reason he
nice.
knows a lot about Audis. But we'll see. I gotta give him a call later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It kind of like just hit me like a few minutes ago that it was summer.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like not fully, but I was like, oh, I have so much to do today. And then school's gonna be, and I was like, there's nothing to do tomorrow though. I have a like soccer thing, but like that's it. And then and then the next day there's nothing to do. The next day there's nothing to do. I just have nothing to do. I just get to relax now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's weird.
Pretty wild.
Weird. When do you go back to school?
I'm gonna be an orientation leader, so I have to go back like a week earlier.
Mm.
But its orientation starts August 13th, so
Nice.
around there.
Man, do you think I should bring a car to college?
Depends on where you go to college.
Okay. Got it.
I don't know. For me, I live in the city, so
Yeah. Do
the
you
public
like
transport is way superior to cars.
do you have a bike or do you take like public transportation?
Yeah, I just take the bus. They include a unlimited bus pass in your
Oh,
tuition.
that's nice.
So.
Yeah, when you showed up, didn't they rent out an IKEA
Yeah, they did.
and you played hide and
They
seek?
did a bunch of stuff. Yeah, and they gave you they literally told everyone to get in a crowd, and then they just chucked like snacks and food at us. Hold on, I got like 7 of like those like Franz pie things.
Did
That's
you
funny.
think the introduction to college was good?
Oh, it was awesome.
Do you think any other colleges are doing it like that, or
No, I don't think many, at least.
was
but-
that a very important part for your?
Yeah, it's how
interest
like
in
I met all
school?
my friends, and that really got me acquainted with campus. I mean, there was some stuff that was like not very enjoyable that I'm actually thankful it's going to be somewhat online for. Like, it's called convocation. I think every school does it. It's like they get your whole class or a large majority of the class, and they put them in one location. For us, it was our football stadium, and then they just welcome you, and like they had it like the choir sing the California anthem, and they wanted us to sing, but literally no one sang, so it was just really awkward.
That's interesting.
And it was also like it was like 90 degrees, and the shaded area, people tried to go sit there, but they were like, no, you can't sit there, security hasn't gone through there. We're like, what? And then so they kicked everyone out, and so everyone got sunburnt, which was also not fun,
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Well, I mean,
but it made up for it. They had a lot of other cool activities like
Mhm.
a carnival, zip line.
nice.
What would you say your college experience is like outside of academics?
Busy.
Do you have?
Yeah, I got a
free
lot
time?
going on. So I worked in the student government for a while in one of the senator and then the vice president's office. I was like the physical health director, and so I did a lot of stuff with that. Well, freshman year I did a lot of stuff with that. Sophomore year they didn't really talk to me too much, which was
Dang.
a bummer. But
What does student government do at a college, a university?
again, it differs from each college. Mine, it's pretty intense. It's a part of the whole University of California college system. And this is just like the Berkeley branch. They handle everything. They have relations with like the city of Berkeley itself. They talk with like the chancellors or deans of the colleges to try to access more resources and provide outsource, increase campus facilities, really anything. It's literally like a normal government, but just for your campus.
Would you say like they do more than the like administration of the college?
Oh yeah.
For sure. That's cool. Because yeah, that's like the problem with like high school leadership is that they actually don't really get to do anything.
Yeah. It's kind of sad though sometimes, because like they do a lot more than the administration, but they also like don't have as much power. So like the administration will like has to like ask like when they hire like for example like the campus like transport officer, right? Like who's going to be in charge of getting like the buses and everything and regulating that. They asked like the senators to interview the candidates and give their opinion on who they think they should hire, but then they never like really look at it or consider it anyways.
That's too bad.
But yeah, besides student government, I'm also like I help teach computer science at that CS10 course. and I'm in the Cognitive Science Student Association. I'm now an officer. So.
Sweet. Do you think you'll like kind of help out? Do you have a lot of loyalty to Berkeley? Do you think in the future you'll like, I don't know, come back and help younger students or?
I definitely do have a lot of loyalty to Berkeley. I'm gonna apply there for grad school. I don't know if I'll go there or if I'll even go to grad school, but I don't know. I love the school. It's really great. I'd be happy to go back.
What do you want to stay in California, or do you think you'll end up somewhere else?
I'm kind of keeping it open-ended. I definitely would be up to staying in California. It really just depends on what I end up wanting to do, I think. Pretty much West Coast is where I want to stay, though.
West Coast is nice. Super nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have seasons where you are, or is it hot all the time?
It was actually really annoying because it's really hot, like in August. Pretty much all in the fall it's hot. But then wintertime it gets really cold and not sunny. And then in the springtime it was kind of whatever.
Does it snow at all?
No.
Is it
Because it's like it's kind of
similar
like
to
here where it's like right by the ocean.
Got it.
Um,
Do people surf? Like, is it that close to the ocean?
Yeah, people surf.
That's cool. Well, fun times. Anything else? Do you have anything else you want to share?
Not
No,
really.
that's it.
Good.
All right.
Okay, call it a wrap then, I guess.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
on the
for
podcast.
having me.
That's it. We might do another episode. We haven't talked about it yet. And see you in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.